Hey together, Aaron the Black Dragon's back, and welcome all of you to today's quiz, because I am currently sick as of recording this week's videos, and I thought to myself, well, if I'm sick, I don't want to do anything too bombastic, so I thought let's just sit down and make a quiz. And what kind of quiz? Well, I just typed in "how sick am I" quizzes and looked at what the results would be that came up, and a lot of them are just like, how sick are you really, how sick do you feel, a self-diagnosed test. So I found something else in there, and that is, which sickness are you most likely? And that's something interesting, because what sickness am I? And that's a good question right there. Or is it? I don't know. Let's just see what these questions will be and find out what sickness I am. First question. What is your age? Well, I'm 25 to 30. Getting older, but I don't care. What is your gender? I am a male. You see a sick animal on the street, would you help it? Okay, leave it alone. It could make me sick. Nothing, and call for help. How would I just realize that it's a sick animal? If it's just laying around, it could also well be a dead animal, so I don't see what I would do about that. I mean, if it's a domesticated animal, there will probably be someone looking out for that anyway, and if it's a wild animal, it's just the run of nature. If it's sick, it might die. I can't do much about that, so what sickness have you had the most? Cancer, the flu, the cold, malaria, cancer, rabies, what's mono? I might be stupid right now, but I don't know what mono is. But the flu, the cold, is probably the flu that I had the most. Maybe the cold, but I just go with the flu. I never had malaria, I never had cancer, knock on wood. I also never had rabies, which I'm also thankful for, and I don't know what mono is, so I don't have that, I'm pretty sure. Which sickness, besides the flu and the cold, have you not had? I didn't have malaria, cancer, rabies. None. I have had all of them. I collect them. No, I didn't have those. Because I somewhat feel if you had all of them together with the flu and the cold, you'd be dead by now. And if not, amazing how you survived that. Which sickness do you want? For the result, not literal. The flu? Strong. The cold? Gentle. Oh, I'd like a gentle cold. Mono? Romantic. Is mono like an STD that I don't get? Because I don't know what mono is. Malaria? Smart. Rabies? Crazy. And cancer? Fierce. We're not gonna make any jokes about that, so I'm not gonna go even there with cancer. I don't know, rabies kind of sounds fun. If I get rabies at the end, it's kind of boring, however, because it just literally asked me what I wanted to have. And that's not the sign of a good quiz there. What do people call you? A jock, a nerd, a meanie. Stop being such a meanie. Funny? Nothing really. I'm pretty sure nobody calls me funny. Nobody calls me a meanie. That would be interesting though. Nerd, jock, I don't think anybody calls me any of those things. Especially jock isn't really a thing here in Austria to be called, so nobody calls me that. Nerd, maybe. Nerd is probably the closest one, but nobody calls me a nerd. Do you constantly work out? No.
Yes!
Like once a week, like once a month. Does getting up to go to the bathroom count? No, I'm too active for that. But I'm horrible with working out at the moment, so it's like once a month at the moment. I should get back, because I used to work out like close to daily, and then I just fall behind. Whenever I start feeling unwell, I stop working out, and then it's so difficult to get back into it. How do you cure your sickness? with metal. Medicine. By the way, medicine, I still should take mine today. Rest, doctor visits, constant ones. Like, I visit the doctor every 5 hours, and if he's not there, I break into his house and ask him what is wrong with him for leaving me in my miserable state. I'm usually in the hospital for my sicknesses. Yes, I have the flu. Please bring me to the hospital. I actually never was at the hospital for a stay. I was at the hospital once because of my wrist, because it didn't break, but it felt horrid because I landed on it with my full body weight once, and it hurt like for a whole year. And I only after a few months, I think, decided to go to the hospital and ask them what has happened, if anything is wrong. And then we made a scan of my wrist, and it turned out that nothing really happened, so it must have just been like I pushed it together too hard too rapidly. I don't know what it's called in English right now, if that happens, but it's one of those things that can hurt worse than actually breaking a bone. And so I had that to contend with, because there isn't really much that I could do because of that. So I just got like a cream on it and a band-aid for a few days, and then I just had to live with it. I mean, I lived with it thus far. I just was curious more than anything why my wrist actually hurt. That's the only thing that I ever had in regards of going to the hospital for myself. But other than that, I mostly cure it with rest, lots and lots of tea, like a shit ton of tea, and not just rest. And if there is something that really needs medication, then that. But if I'm just feeling like under the weather or so, I don't take medication. That's something my body can deal with on its own. Do you like this quiz? I hate it when you have to put those questions in, because that kind of means that you ran out of questions to ask in regard of the quiz itself. But sure, I mean, yeah, it's not terrible. I had worse quizzes, which might also actually be something interesting to do at one point. It's okay. Yes, I love it. No, but it's okay. It's actually okay. It's not just but it's not terrible, but not as sure. It's okay. It's okay. You did kind of good. Not super, not amazing, but kind of good. So you're okay. What is your favorite color? Red, blue, green, yellow, orange? None of them. I'm not a red, a blue, a green, a yellow, or an orange person. I mean, look at me. With the red blanket. Great job there. Last question. Which sickness word sounds the best? Sickness word? Flu. Cold. Malaria. Oh, that's just how you say them. Cancer. Okay, cancer. Mono. And rabies. I love rabies. I kind of like mono from the sound. Don't ask me why. Mono kind of sounds interesting. Let's submit the answers and see what sickness we are. The result? Low. Well, amazing. 88% the flu. You got the flu. Well, that actually seems correct. You are very aggressive and strong. Yes. Aggressive and strong. Many people think of you as mean or scary. But you can sometimes be a very serious person. I mean, if I look mean and scary, I think I'm always in some situation like very serious, because otherwise people wouldn't think that I'm mean or scary. So, it kind of... whatever. You're one of the kind and also a quite attractive person. I'm also one of a kind. Well, that I can see, because everybody is one of a kind. There might just be a few people that are somewhat like you, but you're also always one of a kind. I'm 71% mono. I actually could have been the rhinovirus. That sounds interesting. Where did the rhinovirus come in here? We had the flu and the cold. Where the frick did the rhinovirus come from? So I'm the flu. Who would have known that I am, what I have. You are what you get, apparently. I am the flu because I got the flu. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, how about leaving a comment? How about leaving a comment down below? I really would appreciate that. I hope to see all of you in another video. So bye.